Well, today we're going to talk about this is our expert spotlight on the top business coaches on LinkedIn and clients that have been through our business coach accelerator program and are really using our system, the Ninja Growth system here, to reach out and target and find their ideal clients and, go from charging, less to charging high ticket, and being able to have a remote business that they're able to work from anywhere in the world. So these are some of the successes that Randy has been able to achieve with our help. And so Randy, if you would just like to let's just kind of start, if you tell us briefly about your business and the type of people that you help and where you were before we started working together.
Okay, well, I'm relatively new to the coaching business, although I've been helping and coaching employees all my life. Right now, where I was, I'm a John Maxwell Certified Coach, and so I started doing mastermind groups using John's book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. My first two classes I did for free because I'd never done it before, and I wanted to just get some practice. So I had two classes. One was mostly family, and one was young entrepreneurs for the most part. So it went really well. Then in December of this past year, I decided to make that my full-time business and realized, I started charging $500 per client for an 8-week program. And I'm not very good at math, but I can figure out that doesn't add up to a lot of money. So I just started thinking, well, what could I do that would bring value, but would also bring more dollars? And then I shouldn't say harass, but this Myranda Love kept emailing me via LinkedIn. And I'm like probably most people, I just kind of ignore those emails for a while. And then, I don't know, maybe the second, third, or fourth one, I figured, well, you know what, this sounds interesting. It might be for me. And I watched the webinar and kept a lot of notes, which is unusual for me too. And then I signed up for the program. So, and then, changed my outlook quite dramatically.
That's awesome. So what were some of the changes that happened?
Well, the number one is I've been on LinkedIn for probably a couple of decades, but never used it, kind of ignored it. And whenever someone asked me to connect, well, I'd just say yes, but I didn't really do anything with it. So, I mean, your program really taught me a lot about the value of LinkedIn, and it's really opened my eyes. I actually love LinkedIn now. I've got 3,160 or 70 connections now. I had 800 when I joined you. So
so 3,000 and you had 800. So roughly, 2,500 or so that you've grown in the past, 2 or 3 or 4 months or so, which is awesome.
Yeah, been very good with your help in the programs and so on. So that was, and then the other one was just getting a program that could bring value and bring more dollars. So I did raise my mastermind group $800, and then the new one now I call Gold Growth. I'm charging, my base price is $6,000, and the first 4 I was going to do for $4,000, which I have 4 pretty much signed up now. So the thing is, I've been a high value salesperson all my life, so I understand that part. But when I'm selling something I never sold before, I needed confidence to actually ask for it. And it's not surprising, but it's surprising. I had a meeting yesterday, and I just tell them, well, yeah, it's actually $6,000, but if you sign up now, it's going to be $4,000 you pay up front, and never blinked an eye. And it's like, it's a lot easier than I thought it would be, even though I have experience in selling high ticket items. I had clients that were, up to $500,000 a year of business. So it's not like I wasn't used to it. It was just, it's a new service that I'm providing that I'm not used to, right? So yeah, I don't make any bones about it. I have no problem with it, with the value. And I think it's very good value. The one thing that I also learned about myself is trying to justify that I'm bringing value. And what I realized one day was, okay, I'm a John Maxwell Certified Coach, and I've worked with Myranda, and there's lots of good stuff there. But then I realized one thing I have that younger people don't have is experience. Mm-hmm. I'm 64. I've been an entrepreneur since I was, well, I think 12 or 13 years old. I had a paper route, which I like telling that story because I built it up and I sold it for $100. This is back in the 60s.
Wow.
And the big shot from Winnipeg came out and told me I couldn't do that. That route wasn't mine to sell. That was owned by the Winnipeg Free Press. So I had to give that $100 back to the guy that I sold it to.
Yeah.
I grew up obviously in a very entrepreneurial home, and I still think that wasn't fair. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So I've been in business all my life. So yeah, it's what I love about it now is just the adding value. And I started actually my gold growth class, the first one this morning, 7 o'clock, and it went really well. And the more people pay, the more effort they put in. I know when I signed up with you, I figured, okay, I'm going to spend this money. I'm going to work my butt off to make sure I get value. So it's not so much you and me pushing our clients as it is helping them and encouraging them and not charging what I would say ridiculous amounts, but charging a fair amount so that they're serious and you're serious. And when you charge enough, you can also provide enough.
It gets you excited about showing up and helping them the same way that it does for your clients, if you're only making a little bit, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people, I'm looking for lifelong learners, like probably most coaches. And it's fun dealing with them. And then my youngest client throughout this whole process has been 23 and the oldest 71. So I think what I'm learning is age actually isn't a factor. It's what's up here. What's the desire of the person, which I think is very exciting.
That's awesome, Randy, that you're helping people with that big of a spread. 50 years between them, and you're helping them, live the life of their dreams.
Yeah. Well, this morning too. I mean, there's people there with children and there's people with grandchildren, right? But one thing I've done. And I can't remember if I got it through you or where, but I asked these people, what are your top 3 challenges? And I've done that with, I had actually a lead from China. I asked her that same question, and you know what? The answers are virtually the same with people who are like entrepreneurial type people. Challenges are not that different. It's usually time. Time and spending time with family versus work is often a challenge, or being where they want to be.
Even when they're all over the world. So you do, one of the wins that you shared, that's why I wanted to pop on here and speak with you. You've shared a lot of wins whenever you were in the program and then since then as well. And one of the wins that you shared that just lit me up, it still is. I love it when y'all get clients, don't get me wrong, and make money. But I loved it whenever you shared about how you were, because of my program and this remote system that we help you teach in this remote business, portable business, I call it freedom businesses, that you were able to move from your house in Canada to your lifelong dream of living there where you are right now, in your lake house. So if you just kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yes, well, my wife and I were very fortunate when we first got married. Within a few years, we were able to build a little cabin at the lake, an hour and 20 minutes from where our home is or was. So one of my dreams was having a business that I could live at the lake. And so when we started on this in January and then with the program, and I told my wife one day, like, we don't literally need to live. We can live wherever we want. It doesn't matter. And so, I've had mastermind clients from as far away as Austria, so they don't care where I am. So in April, in Easter weekend, we moved to the lake, and that's where I'm right now. And it's really quite funny because we do drive in to Steinbeck and Winnipeg, and I'm quite annoyed with all the people, all the traffic. I quite like it in the bush. And where we live, there's about 150 people in this community, and it's about a 250 acres community, right? So it's very quickly you get used to being away from the rat race.
You definitely do. I know after I sold my second online business and I took kind of a year off and wrote my book, and I moved to the mountains in Idaho up in Garden Valley, and I loved it. And I was there for about a year and a half. And about once a week I would come back to Boise, and just the energy. Have you noticed, like, you just kind of feel the energy different? It starts with the traffic and all the buildings, and I definitely felt the difference every time I would come back to the larger cities after being in the bush.
Well, what I find, I mean, I love driving. In fact, last week I drove my motorcycle in and out several times. I sold one of my businesses, so there was paperwork and stuff to do. So I ended up driving back and forth every day. So I was 3 hours on the motorcycle, which is an absolute passion of mine. So that was wasn't really a bonus, or it was a bonus for what I'm doing. But what I find is when I drive is when I get my best ideas and I can think. And being at the lake where it's so quiet, as soon as you get, well, offices are brutal and people just, you can't think properly, or at least not creatively. So this definitely helps me with what I want to do and the whole strategy, and even just doing the online meetings. You know, you're in a relaxed environment, and I don't know if you can hear the birds in the background, but that's what's going on here.
That's awesome. I love the birds. And you were mentioning, yeah, that you have now clients from Austria and China, and there you are, you're living your lifelong dream of living in your lake cabin or lake house. They're working remotely.
Yeah, no, it is. It definitely is, and I really enjoy it. And yeah, it's definitely a dream come true. I can hardly believe it some days.
Well, good. I'm thrilled. I love being in the business and making people's dreams come true. And I know that that's what you're in the business of as well. And it just feels so good. That's where I get my charge from, is from my client successes. And I love it whenever you're getting successes for your clients. It is so awesome. Well, you've shared a lot of good things there. So let's see, I'm going to break them a little bit down. The first one, so email marketing, which is how you said that I found you. I actually did a live video in the group this week about how I was email marketing dead, because I definitely consider myself an email marketer. No, it is not dead. That's how we connected. That's how I connect with a lot of my clients, and the people who are not using it are strongly missing out. Have you been implementing our email marketing strategies and found some success with that yet?
Okay, yes, I have. I added 1,600 names to my list. Well, actually, I use that as my list from, like, the 1,600 would be names. Some of them were there from before. What was interesting, I sent out three of them to this. I sent one back up here. Yeah, I sent 3 emails to the same people. The first 2 were similar, and I got, out of 1,600, I think 40 of them unsubscribed, which I thought wasn't actually very bad at all, because these are completely, totally people I don't know, like 99% of them. So I was actually pretty excited about that. And then the third one, I thought, okay, I got to do something totally different here. So my video is, as you know, a webinar is 23 minutes long.
Yeah.
So I put in the subject line something to the effect, do you have 23 minutes? Something like that. And each time, of course, people were watching the webinar. But then I got an email back from someone who wanted to meet with me. And so what's happened with I've had 3 or 4 clients now, or people that have contacted me. They know me. Well, one guy knew me. I didn't know him. He was from Edmonton, and he hasn't signed up, but I think he will. But he knew who I was. So on LinkedIn, some of the people that have contacted me, they know me, but I wasn't connected before, right? So it definitely works. The email works. I've got another batch now that I want to start with, and yeah, no, email is not dead. I'm a big believer in email, but that's not the only way, obviously. But I'm a big fan of email. And yeah, send it out 3, 4, 5 times, 6 times. And if they unsubscribe, what have you lost? Nothing, really. I mean, you just want the ones that want to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're definitely looking for the people who need our help and need our help now. And if they don't, if they don't want our help, or they want to get help from somebody else, that's great as well. I thank them and wish them well whenever I get unsubscribes, and they allow room for more people who I'm supposed to help. And I definitely wish them well. I don't see it as as anything, because it definitely works for us. We get our calls booked and our clients from email. So email, but where do you get a list? That's what a lot of people are like, where do you get a list? So LinkedIn is where you're able to get that email list. Is that how you were able to grow your connections, using our strategies there? I mean, in your email?
Yeah, doing the sales navigator and then getting them connected and then downloading them from the managed connections and
Mm-hmm.
sending out the emails. So yeah, no, it's all LinkedIn. And I talked to a guy this morning, a friend of mine, and it was just interesting, just talking about. He just said, well, make sure people that, like I said, right now, I'm dealing mostly with people that know me or know of me. So he said, well, you need to build your brand so people that don't know you want to do business with you, which I found kind of interesting, right? I mean, I didn't know you, but watching your web class, I wanted to get to know you at least, or get you to help me make more money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we solve problems. And whenever you position the way that we did with your webinar and the way that, mine is it lets people know that, hey, this is how we can help you specifically. It's not really about necessarily building my brand. It's about helping people and letting them know my way is different. We're able to help people. And that's what, we helped you do with your webinar as well.
Yeah. Well, one thing I should add, I know we on one of your classes, we talked about, people that are on LinkedIn that maybe we know or wouldn't be possibly customers or clients or whatever. And should we send them the messages? And I heard you say, just send them. And I just send them to everybody. I don't really care if they work for the government or not. It's not my problem. And anyway, so all of a sudden last week, I get an online guy wants to talk to me through the calendar. And I know this guy very well. I'm working with him on some other projects, and I'm thinking it's maybe just a bit of a joke. But I've learned enough to know that never assume anything when it comes to sales and marketing and people, right? So we'll get on the phone, and then I got on the phone and we started visiting, and then I just asked him, so are you ready for my sales pitch? He said, well, yeah, what are you talking about? So anyways, he joined my program. Like, it was just, I mean, he doesn't know how surprised I am, because I just never expected him. He's actually pretty high up in the executive world, right? So it was just, but it taught me another lesson, which I've learned many times, is don't prejudge people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what's up there and what their problems are.
That's great. That's great. I'm so glad. And that's the thing, is a lot of us, we have, and this comes through most of the people that come through my program, they're asking that same question. We're dealing with the same thing. They have a fear for some reason inside of them. It's like, oh, I don't necessarily want for this person to know what it is that I'm doing, or for them to think badly about me. But whenever you reposition it the way that I teach and the way that I help y'all do, is you're doing a service. And you're doing a disservice. If you can help them, and you were that lifeline that they needed your help, and you were the one that they have been praying for, and because of your fears and your insecurities of what they're going to think about you, you choose to remove them from your people that you reach out to, then they're not going to, and they needed your help, then, they're not going to get the help that they need. And so whenever we're in the business of helping people and we frame it like that, we take our egos out of the way. It's not about us, it's about them. And if you can help them, you owe it to let them know. Now they can choose if they want to, work with you or not, of course, but you owe it to them to let you know. So that's wonderful. Yeah. I did. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about those targeted connections on LinkedIn. You said you had about 750 or so to begin with, and then now, you've gone by 2,000 or 3,000. And those are your specific targeted, the right ones who you would do business with. They're not just, just anybody.
Right. Yeah. My keywords I've been using a lot is the entrepreneur. Now I've been using business owners. And is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But again, it doesn't matter. I mean, you only need a few of them to work. But what I really find amazing, though, is you send out 100 requests to get connected, and I'm still getting 20-30% of them connecting. And so, yeah, it works. It really does work. And yeah, target, I do a lot in Canada and the US. So
yeah. And you're using the tool that we recommend, and it's literally pushing a button a couple of times a day, and you're sending out those invites, sending out the messages, and growing your connection by, roughly 1,000 or so a month is usually the results.
Yeah, very close. Yeah, no, it's not a lot of work, and I mean, LinkedIn's been making a lot of changes, and Kevin, our supplier there, he's been very good with doing updates and helping me along whenever I have problems. challenges like anything with software, but it's very, very easy, and I would recommend it to everybody.
Yeah, I love it. I've been monetizing LinkedIn since 2012. So however many years that is, 7 years. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. And I've been using that tool that I recommend for 5 years, so it is definitely, I love it. I'm always so glad whenever other people come through, and now they're like, LinkedIn, I didn't know anything about LinkedIn. And now my clients are like, I love LinkedIn as much as I do. So, which is awesome, because I totally love it. I did want to talk. Let's see. Look, you know me. I got my money out here. So you were charging, and you mentioned it, $500, and then versus charging $5,000. So you only need where you would. Here we go. So is that five? $5,000, and so you would only need. You would have to get. What is that? 10 of these clients to make that 5,000. I know your price was between 4 to 6, but you would to charge $5,000. So to get that, and it's not just about the money, but it is the money. It's great,
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's less work, and then really it's less work or make more money, whichever way you do it, right? But and when they pay more, then they actually want to learn more, and really it's way more rewarding when someone really wants to change than when they're just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah, people show up differently whenever they invest, a couple $100 versus $5,000. They're going to show up and they're going to get the results just the same way that you did in our program. So it's definitely not just about the money, but it is about helping them get their impact and their goals that they were looking to achieve. And it serves the client better when you charge that way.
Yeah.
So we did talk about, you said sales, and I know that you've been in sales for a while. And so I do have some training in the program that our clients get as well. It's not just a marketing program, it's a sales system, a client attraction, sales, and conversion system that we do and we teach. And so how did you find that sales training, and with the confidence for speaking to somebody that, maybe knows you, but it's been a while, but now you're talking about this and actually go from charging $500 to $5,000? Did you find that helpful?
Yes, definitely was helpful. It like I said, building up the confidence of actually being able to say, yeah, it's $5,000, and in my heart believing that it's worth it. I can't sell something when it's $5,000 when it's actually only worth $500, right? So it needs to be worth it. And you did a really good job in helping us wrap our head around it. And like when you said, when you're building a program, like it can't just be something fake. It has to be real, right? So now when I explain to the people about, the 15 laws, the personality testing, and then my sunrise days and the 90-day plan, and talking about the brain and resting your brain, like, oh, wow, this sounds like this guy's got something, there's something to this program, not just some fluff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, confidence is there.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad. I know sales is definitely not my thing, but I'm the same as you. As if I do believe in it, I can't help but spread it from the mountaintops. If it's something that's worked for me, like this LinkedIn, it's something that's worked for me, and I was able to launch my coaching business, to $25,000 per month in the first 8 weeks using my system. And it works. It works consistently. It works for me, and it works for my clients as well. And I'm doing a disservice to not tell people about it. And it is, it's a value whenever I'm helping y'all charge, versus the $500 versus $1,000, and be able to actually get clients paying you that and giving you that confidence for it and live your dreams. So that's wonderful. I love hearing that. Okay, so you did mention that you're experienced in sales and you're a business coach. You've been an entrepreneur since you were doing a paper route, in grade school. So why, and you're a John Maxwell, certified coach and speaker. Why would you need to work with somebody like me? Why do you need a business coach?
Well, I know a lot, but not quite everything. Well, I think, well, yeah, I have a lot of experience, a lot of things, but I don't have a lot of experience specifically being a business coach and running a business coach business, right? So I may have the knowledge of an experience, but to actually build a program that's worth $5,000 and to find clients, like I've had businesses where it's not a captive market, but people have to buy what you have. So if they don't buy it from you, like I was in the ag industry, so people had to buy what I had either from me or one of my competitors.
Mm-hmm.
What we're selling here, even though people need it very badly, they actually don't have to. They can probably make a living without it. So I needed help in scaling it and just getting the confidence to do that, which when I watched your webinar and I realized, there's something here that I don't have. I could watch it a few times, but it doesn't really teach you how to do it. That's what I need. Okay, how can I do what she's doing? That's really, and I needed that. So.
Yeah, a lot of people are like you, that they watch the webinar, like several times. They've done my webinar, which is available at businesscoachaccelerator.com. And if you haven't checked that out yet, I do recommend that anybody's watching this video starts there. It's how to make your first 6 figures this year as a business coach using LinkedIn. And so we speak to a lot of people. They've watched it. They've watched the replay. They've taken screenshots. They've taken, as you said, pages and pages and pages of notes. But you still have questions. I know I'm the same way as well. Whenever I was launching my business, it's like, you still have questions. And so I still work with a mentor, without a doubt. Like working with a mentor, somebody who's doing it, they're doing exactly what it is that you want to do. They're putting on that system, and then just to have them do it, because you're still going to have questions. So how did you find that it was just kind of working with me?
Well, no, it went very well. And the other thing I was going to mention too, I was very leery about the group coaching and the Q&As, but actually it was very good. And now I actually believe it's better than one-on-one. Some people, I just tell them, actually, you know what I have to tell you is all very good, but what other people are going to say is going to be just as valuable. And sometimes it's, if someone's having a challenge that you don't have a challenge with, it makes you feel good because, that's something that I can do. And then the next person has something, oh wow, I learned that, right? So it's a win-win. But working with you was great, and the people that were in the program at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I love the mastermind. I know you run masterminds as well, and it makes they go through my program and I help them. But whenever you're hearing what other people that maybe are, maybe they were working on their webinar whenever you came in and were just on the growth and clarity phase, but because you heard what we were going over with them, your ideas start popping faster. So it helps you be able to kind of go through things a lot faster, and it really increases, instead of the one-on-one, it increases my impact and increases your impact because you're able to help more people with less time, but it increases the value of it because, as you know, we have high-level experts in our program. We're very picky about the quality of experts that we bring in and help with this. So you're masterminding with them as well as me.
Yeah. Well, the program now that I've got, 2 people, but one specifically, he's been a personality disc wily guy basically his whole life. So that piece of it, he knows more than I do. Mm-hmm. So I know already he's going to be of value to, when we get to that part, I'll do what I can do, and then he'll bring value. And then there's other things that he's not maybe very good at that someone else is, right? So the other thing I was going to mention too, I have mixed groups, which I know you do. And there's been some discussion sometimes, well, guys won't talk if there's women in a group, but it can work very well. I don't have a problem with that. It's what I find too is, so it's a business secular program, but with what I'm doing there, it's pretty interesting what people are sharing with their personal problems, because they all, in my program, it's all business, it's all personal, it's all intertwined. Mm-hmm. But I find online, I think people are maybe even more willing to talk than in person. Does that make any sense?
It 100% makes sense to me. So just to make sure, and I'm going to recap it for myself and for anybody out there that's listening. So you're saying that, do you find that people, because of the online, and you do your calls on Zoom, that you're able to, that they open up more and that they share more and get more help than in person? Is that your experience?
So. Yes. Yeah. I've done them in person, and it seems like it's definitely not worse, and it's probably quite a bit better is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Not only do you have to, drive across town, get dressed up, blah, 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 as we'd already covered, you're more so they're less likely to show up, for one, because it's more of a hassle to get them to that meeting and that mastermind or that whatever. And as you already said, you're in more of a comfortable environment, working from home than what you would be in an office or in a meeting setting. But I definitely find it, and that's why I don't do networking or in-person things like that. I get all of my clients from online.
Oh, we got froze up here. Can't hear you.
That's how, we've, okay, hopefully it is still, I know, it looks like it's still coming back. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you good.
Okay, good. So as much as we love Zoom, for some reason it does that every now and again. But because I consider myself, I'm kind of an introvert. And so that's what actually keeps a lot of experts out there that are kind of introverts like me. It's like we have value to help, but if we're relying on networking just to get clients and don't have a way of, reaching out and being personable and creating results in that way, then it really stops a lot of people from getting the results and impact that they were supposed to make. That's why I'm the same way even with my client attraction. I love using online and using Zoom and using, that. I find that it makes it a lot better for client attraction as well. It's just kind of my point that, that I was wanting to make, since you had piggyback on that one that you had made about how you find that it's more more impactful in that online group versus kind of your in-person groups that you ran.
Yes.
I find the same with client attraction. Okay, so if anybody is on the fence out there, let's say that it's a John Maxwell certified coach or John Maxwell speaker or just a business coach in general, and they're like, why should I, if they're on the fence, would you or kind of share how you were whenever you were deciding to jump in with us? Would you recommend it, or what were going through your thoughts whenever you were deciding if you wanted to work with us, and what made you take the leap?
Well, definitely I would recommend it. And for me, I remember talking to my wife and my daughter, and I just said, I got this new business I started, and I really like, what I'm going to do and what I have been doing, but I really feel there's one more step I need to take. And that's just being able to have a higher value, high ticket offer, but then feel comfortable and confident that what I'm offering is value. And that's, and then the whole LinkedIn is almost a bonus, but it's a big part of it, right? So, many cases, and this is not just in this business, but you'll start a business, but there's very few places where they actually help you get clients, and so that the whole LinkedIn thing is a huge help in reaching out to network with people without having to drive all over the place. Mm-hmm. I've done a lot of networking in my day and going to the parties and the open houses and the shows and whatever, drive to the mall, walk up and down the mall and find people that want to talk to you. I've done it all. This is much easier.
Okay. Yeah, good. I know whenever I, locked onto this system and was creating it and figuring it out myself, I know that I love it as well. So I'm so glad to get to share that in a way to, easily be able to help people be able to do things. So yeah, definitely a lot of those systems out there. We speak to a lot of John Maxwell coaches. We've, helped a lot of focal point coaches and business certified, action coaches as well. And it's the same thing, like what you're saying. It's like they teach me some information, but they didn't teach me how to get clients, at least in a consistent way from online. So I'm glad. So that's why a lot of them, it's kind of like what you were saying, is you were looking for that next thing, and you specifically, to have your high ticket offer and a way of attracting clients. And you were able to move to this lake house a lot faster than what you were intending, right?
Yes. Yeah. No, I didn't really think I'd do it as soon as I have, but it's awesome.
I love that you're able to have that remote business that I love. I travel around everywhere. I'll go and spend a month in Hawaii. I'm going down to Costa Rica for a month. And then, I've moved 3 or 4 times. I'm in beautiful, sunny Southern California right now. Well, wonderful. This was great. So if you want to share with us, let me know who it is you're looking for, because we're going to post this on YouTube and in our, it'll be in our groups and everything like that, the Art of Attracting High Ticket Clients on LinkedIn. And so who are you looking for, Randy? And how can people reach out to find you if they want to work with you?
Well, I'm looking for primarily, it often ends up being business owners, entrepreneurs who are very, very busy and kind of out of control almost, and want to get things balanced out and organized. And actually, as I've learned, they're actually very, very hard clients to nail down because they're too busy to think. But once I kind of get to talk to them, yeah. So that's what I'm looking for. And well, you can go to my website, sunrise.biz. It's sunrize.biz. And there's my contact information. And I'm on LinkedIn as well, Randy Wolgemuth, of course. And yeah, love to work with anyone who wants to get a little more balance in their life and organized and have some fun and move to the lake.
Yeah, help people achieve their dreams. That's wonderful. And it is like what you were saying with yours, with reaching people that are busy. Well, that's where the email marketing and the consistency comes in, just like the way that it worked with you. It's like, okay, yeah, the first 4 or 5 times I reached out to you, you're like, I ain't messing around with this, I don't have time for this. But finally it was the consistency. It's like, you know what, maybe there is something in there that I can gain or grasp something of value that will help me. And if I had only done it one time, then you wouldn't have gotten the help that you were looking for. But because I'm consistent, and that's what I do and what I teach, with email marketing and LinkedIn, is finally those right people that are too busy otherwise, they're going to be like, hey, I need to listen to Randy or listen to Myranda.
Yeah.
Good.
Perfect.
That it is, yeah, it is. It works. So, I am specifically, as Randy shared, we specifically here at Ninja Growth Strategies, and in my 8-week business coach accelerator, 25K in 30 days mastermind, we specifically work with business experts, professional experts, people who have a way of helping businesses or professionals. Business coaches, consultants, or if you're currently, executive coaches, sales coaches, if you're currently in a 9-to-5 job, or maybe you're a freelancer, or you've already an experienced, business coach or John Maxwell coach or speaker, and but yet you don't have a way of helping people online, and you don't have a way, you're not having the sales and the consistency and the clients that you want to have in your business. We can help you. You're the ones that we can help. We can help you, go ahead and have a 6-figure business that you can walk right out from your job directly into having a 6-figure or more, multiple 6-figure business without having any lag. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people, they think I'm so good at what it is that I do, then people are just going to flood to me. And honestly, without a system and a way of attracting people and what to say to them and an offer that works, then it's not going to work. And a lot of people are in that position. So if you want to, if you're a new coach or consultant and you're wanting to be one, and you're wanting to shorten that time, that learning curve, then reach out to us. What I would invite for you to do, the first step is to go to businesscoachaccelerator.com. And again, that's businesscoachaccelerator.com. And that's where we have our free web class at Ninja Growth Strategies. It's how to make your first 6 figures this year as a business coach using LinkedIn. And listen, I'm an international best-selling author. I've got 25 years of experience in helping businesses grow. And I have been an online entrepreneur for 10 years. I've started and sold 2 businesses, a 7-figure recruiting business, and then an online pet community where I did advertising and marketing for national pet products, and a big thing there. Now I'm an international business coach. And so I have even had to file bankruptcy after as an entrepreneur before. So I have learned the shortcuts, and that's what my webinar is about. And that's what we do and what we teach. And so I've learned the hard way by not working with business coaches. And I now know that working with business coaches, experts, and mentors that have been there and done that, they're the ones that that I need to be working with and doing exactly what it is that I want to. So if you want to learn from me and you want to check out my free web class and see if you take pages and pages of notes and do some screenshots, go to businesscoachaccelerator.com. And then when you're ready, after you do that, if you've taken pages and pages of notes and you want to talk with us, you want to see what would these strategies look like for you, would it work for you, go to apply for a free call to speak with us, and you can do that at businesscoachaccelerator.com/25K ready. And again, that's businesscoachaccelerator.com/25K ready. Go there, and then you'll apply for a call to speak with us, and we'll talk. We'll find out what's working for you in your business, what's not, where it is that you want to go. And if it looks like our system can help you, we'll absolutely map that out for you, let you know exactly how we're getting clients on LinkedIn and how we're helping our clients get clients on LinkedIn. We'll map that out for you, and we'll point you either way. We may invite you to be one of our clients that we work with. We may not. We're very picky with the ones that we help, and so we may or we may not. But if we do, then great. And if we don't, we'll point you in the right direction, give you some resources. I've been at this for a long time. I've got 20,000 on my list. I'm well connected in the expert space. So, somebody else's system might be better fit for you. And if so, I promise I'm gonna let you know that, and we're gonna give you tons of clarity on this call, so you're gonna walk away with a plan for your next step. So if that's you, again, go to businesscoachaccelerator.com/25K ready, and we would love to talk with you. Randy, any final parting words for you?
Well, I just encourage people, if they are matched what you just talked about, then I would encourage them to sign up and work with you. You can help them. You can help us. If anybody needs my help, I'm willing to. And I'm like you. I only take the ones that I feel I can help. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what's great, especially whenever you have a system of help, of way of attracting new people and from all over the world, like we do now. You're not chasing down those people who wouldn't be a good fit. So many of the business coaches I speak with before they come to us, they get a lead and they're chasing them down for 6 months, and then they may become a client, but they've lowered their prices. They are not really the right ones that they wanted to work with. They're not working with their dream clients. And so if you're done with not working with your dream clients or lowering your prices or undercharging your value, as Randy said, we can help and would love to help you. Again, my name is Myranda Love, the CEO and founder of Ninja Growth Strategies. It's been my honor to be here with you. It's my honor to work with Randy and other awesome experts and business coaches such as you. So thank you, Randy, for being here with us today.
Well, thank you, Myranda.
All right. See y'all next time. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.